As the energy crisis escalates and winter approaches, experts are trying to model what will happen to supply and demand in the UK. The one question on everyone's mind: can we keep the lights on? Now, the national grid has warned that in a worst-case scenario, that might be difficult. Its Winter Outlook report outlines a situation where cold, still weather might push demand up, at the same time as wind power generation declines. And if electricity imports from neighbours in Europe were to reduce or stop, and the same happened with gas imports via interconnectors or liquid natural gas shipments, that could result in a series of planned 3-hour blackouts for UK households and businesses. However unlikely this is, it conjures images of the 1970s, when power was restricted and Britain was plunged into darkness and a 3-day working week. It's one of the reasons Liz Truss, who has previously promised that energy will not be rationed, has been talking to European counterparts in Prague, trying to make sure they will send the UK energy if needed.
Well, what we're clear about is that we do have a good supply of energy in the UK. We're in a much better position than many other countries, but of course there's always more we can do. And that's why I'm here working with our partners, making sure we do have a secure energy supply into the future.
The national grid is now focused on preventing us ever having an emergency shortage in the first place. Firing up coal power plants could be one contingency measure, and there are new plans for consumers too.
People and businesses are going to be asked to sign up to a voluntary scheme under which they'd be paid to avoid using electricity at times of peak demand. That might mean, for example, charging an electric vehicle or using a washing machine overnight. And it's hoped that that might deliver enough power savings this winter to help balance supply and demand.
At Flow Coffee in London Bridge, it's something they're willing to try, anything to avoid blackouts.
If we go on blackout, it might affect all my fridges, it might affect my machine. That's going to create me an additional waste, an additional money that I have to pay to fix them. So it's going to affect the business and it's going to affect a lot of people. So yes, I'm very scared about that.
Some say the government should have started this conversation much sooner.
Lots of energy experts are really uncertain about why Liz Truss and the new administration are going down this road. You know, much of Europe is taking part in energy demand strategies, reducing their demand. Germany, Spain in particular, have got lots of very common sense measures in place. You know, turn off the lights when you leave the room, don't have lights on in businesses overnight. These things make sense not only to the public, but also now for our energy security.
A missed opportunity, maybe. But the Truss administration is fearful of anything that might impact growth. Although if the national grid's worst-case scenario comes to pass this winter, the country will have other things to worry about. Hannah Thomas-Peter, Sky News.